Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The Partial Breakaway Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 102 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm co-host Junior. To my right is co-host Nick. To his right is co-host Vince and producer Vince, I should say.
Yes. This is.
I don't know why Nick just touched the soundboard.
You were just repeating this.
Just don't touch it.
No,
Just
do
don't
your
touch
job.
it. You know what?
Do your
Just
job properly.
go.
The truth is, we just keep it for all the lights. We like the lights. We don't actually use it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Brings a nice glow, like these red shirts.
Yeah, that I didn't catch the memo.
Yeah, well, you should be part of the production meetings more often.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean you have 3 kids?
2.
Exactly.
Guys, another week, another team, another preview, another team. Couple of teams.
This one has a nice little orange jersey that was previewed last year.
Yeah.
That Junior shat on a lot.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, Junior did not like this jersey.
Didn't like the color combinations.
But didn't it come out, like, did it grow on you during the season or?
No, I don't like the orange and gold. I don't mind the orange, black, white, but the gold throws me off. I could see why they used it. Obviously, they have it on
Well, they want to be the Philadelphia Flyers of the West.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, they're already ahead of them, I think. On
Yeah, I
paper.
think they are. Let's get into it, actually. Let's get into it.
All right, let's start with the Anaheim
It's going
Ducks,
to be a
shall
fun
we?
preview.
So they had an interesting offseason. First and foremost, they have a new coach, Joel Quenneville. They also acquired Chris Kreider in a trade and Ryan Poehling. They also they signed Michael Granlund.
Pretty big contract.
Yeah, pretty. We're going to get to it. Pretty big contract for real. And the departure as well, Trevor Zegras, which was expected for a while now. And same goes for John Gibson. I forgot, by the way, they also got Peter Mrazek. Vince is very adamant that we remember to mention Peter Mrazek.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, definitely a big offseason for the Anaheim Ducks. I think there's pressure on them now to take the next step. We kind of expected that from them a little bit last year. I know I was projecting them to make a real big push for the playoffs. Didn't quite happen. But I think this is the year they really need to come close, if not make the playoffs.
Really?
Well, I think they're pushing for the playoffs. They went out and they acquired Troy Terry, who's a veteran.
Oh, no, Troy Terry, they had.
They acquired Chris Kreider, who's going to play on a line with Troy Terry, according to the Daily Faceoff, who's a veteran. They had Alex Killorn, who they acquired last year, I think.
No, he's been on a
couple of years.
Yeah, he's been on a long contract.
Who was a veteran. And they went out and they spent money, $7 million, on Michael Granlund, who's a veteran. So for me, if you're bringing in these veterans, it's A, you want to surround your young core with some veterans, and B, you actually want to make a push. And these aren't small ticket necessarily names in Kreider and Granlund that have joined this team. So they even got Ryan Poehling, who I think has an upside to be a third-line center in this league with a little bit of scoring background, a former first-round pick of the Habs.
Nice depth move.
So, there's an opportunity here. The real question, and the elephant in the room, is when are you going to sign freaking McTavish? Because we know you're going to sign him. You're not trading him, although there's rumors.
But do you think...
Like, Verbeek just needs to get it done.
It wouldn't make sense to trade him. Honestly,
No,
I don't see why. Why?
Not to trade him, but you can push this longer because you signed Granlund, who's going to be your number 2 centerman at some point, or play on your second line. You didn't sign Granlund to that money to play him on the third line.
No, but he could play wing.
Yes, I understand, but he could also play center. So if you don't sign McTavish, you put Grant. That's why I'm saying Anaheim. I don't see them making a push to the playoffs this year because they're in the Western Conference. Their division is really like the teams we're going to be talking about like in the next few weeks. I mean, they're not better than Vegas. They're not better than the Kings. They're not better than Edmonton. They're not better than Winnipeg. They're not better than Dallas. They're not better than Colorado. They're not better than Minnesota. They're not better than St. Louis. I just named you 8 teams.
Yeah, but was Montreal better than the Rangers last year?
Yeah, but
Shit happens.
But then I didn't name you Utah. I didn't name you Nashville. I didn't name you Vancouver. I didn't name you Calgary.
I think what you're trying to say is that it's going to be very difficult for this Anaheim team
But that's why I think
to make it to a wild card.
But that's why I think that's why they're not giving into this McTavish. I don't even know.
You think
Do
so?
you guys know what the details are? What he wants and what they want?
No,
I haven't heard anything.
Nothing.
Like,
my understanding is that they're. This is Elliot Friedman who had mentioned like he doesn't see McTavish moving.
no,
And-
I don't see them trading him. There's no point.
Verbeek just takes his time with RFAs, and this seems to be Verbeek taking his time. Now,
But if you're serious about making a push to try to make it, you can't start the season without him. It doesn't make sense.
No.
training camp starts. You need McTavish there.
If he's not there, then
can't-
Vince is onto something. Then they're
So Nick,
on another schedule.
Nick, if he's not there, what does the top 6 to you look like if McTavish is not there?
Well, number one center is Leo Carlson.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much a given.
Yeah.
You're gonna have second line center Dylan, not Dylan Strome, the other Strome, Ryan Strome,
okay.
and third line center is going to be Paling. But I just mentioned that because it moves everybody up a spot. Troy Terry is the winger.
Yeah.
Chris Kreider is going to be a top 6 winger.
Mm-hmm.
Granlund is going to be a top 6 winger, or taking that second center spot,
Yeah.
right? And then you have Cutter Gauthier. You also have Vetrano, who could kind of play that top 6 from time to time and could push for a top 6 spot there.
Had that one season where the waiver wire was on fire with him.
Waiver wire. This guy was waiver wire gold. Absolutely. And then you have Alex Killorn, who's also a borderline top 6er, I think, at his age right now. But he plays like an important role. He plays like the hitting role, the digging pucks out of the corners role. Like he does things good.
You need him on if you're keeping
Does things well.
if you're keeping Gauthier and Carlson together, you need that veteran on that line that's gonna kind of protect them.
Right.
And I think
exactly.
that's why Cologne right now is on that type line. But I don't see why Granlund wouldn't be on that line if he doesn't have to play center to be on the top line.
I think this day and age, it's about duels. It's a 3 forward set, but it's about duels, and then the third guy, he's the complement that's missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's normal to see a Killorn that naturally you think should be a third liner, which I think we all agree should be a third liner, but he could fill that role to help Carlson and Gauthier be more productive in the sense of creating space for them and so on. And maybe because they're young, like you said, he could protect them a little bit and intimidate. But yeah.
But like we're saying, I don't think if McTavish is not signed, I don't think this team is making a push to a bubble playoffs.
But looking at this team right now, and we just previewed
It's-
St. Louis 2 episodes ago, this has a deeper forward crop than St. Louis does.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I think that.
Well, look at their third line.
the
I mean,
top
if they
6
project Vetrano, Strome, and Granlund, that's a very solid third line.
Sure.
It's because the young guys still have to
doesn't
prove
really
it.
give you any offensive ability anymore. Vetrano is a little bit of a tweener, right? Like he's a little bit of that in between. Sometimes he has those good weeks that you could go out there and grab him on the waiver wire, and then other times whatever. I'm not really sure that Daily Faceoff is saying Granlund is a third liner either.
Okay, well, let's
Right.
switch Killorn with Granlund. I mean, all I'm saying is that like these are all guys that they could plug and play for a couple of weeks if they need in the top 2 lines. You know what I'm saying? Whereas St. Louis, we had a hard time coming up with those guys.
Yeah, maybe. I still like St. Louis's top 6 better than Anaheim's top 6, but that's up for debate. I mean, that's really,
They have a more seasoned top 6. That's the difference right now.
you know, like I would take Ryan Thomas.
Yep.
Thomas?
Robert.
Thomas.
Robert.
Why did I say Ryan?
wow, Nick is really
I'm messing up the names here.
Yeah.
I still got the R right, though.
Their top 2 players are better than Anaheim's top 2 players.
Well,
And look, again, this might
maybe
be a
even
controversial
maybe even the
take,
top
but
three players.
Vukcevic is better than.
But their middle six goes to Anaheim, but the top three goes to. Anyways, whatever. Like we're not talking about St. Louis here, but I was just trying to say that like they have a lot of depth.
And this is the reason why our podcast goes 1
lasts an
hour instead of the 45 minutes that it's scheduled for normally.
Okay, so talked about top six. Mason McTavish, whether he's there or not, he'll make a difference for sure
He would make a huge difference on this team.
if he's on that team or not.
This team becomes a lot deeper, to Junior's point, if McTavish is on it, and I think he will be by the start of the year. I don't think that owners of McTavish really need to be worried about it, but it kind of sucks if you're in a cap league and you have to know what your lineup is going to look like soon, because there's free agencies, there's drafts coming up. You know, we're only 30 something days away from the actual season starting, so that plays a role. Now, I would say that the most important people is you're going to have to figure out who's going to be on the top power play on this team.
Before talking about the power play, no, but it's because you talk about the power play, but who are your defensemen on this team?
Well, last year Lacombe came out of nowhere, and he was an interesting.
And he got invited to U.S. camp.
Yeah, he got invited to U.S. camp.
Why?
And Hudson did, because he's big.
No, because he went to the World Championships.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about Hudson now. Let's
Okay, so their
these
defensemen.
two brothers have an issue with
Never.
going off script.
So the way I see with their defensemen is they have three really young guns, and then that are supported by three veterans.
You see three veterans here?
Well, Drew Helson isn't, but Gudis is a veteran. Chuba is a veteran.
That's two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Helson, I don't know who Drew Helson is, so you can tell me about it.
There's no need. He's a bottom pair.
He's 24 years old.
Yeah, he's a bottom pair.
So going on your power play, who is the guy that's doing your first power play and your first forward line power play?
You know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for
Yeah,
that,
for
right?
sure, 100%.
Because I said that.
Yeah. It's the whole point, Nick.
So, like, Zellweger, I just find is the most offensive out of this whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Lacombe had a very good season last season, and Minchikov is a highly touted guy that, you know, he's supposed to be one of the best two-way guys on this team. So, but Lacombe kind of came out of nowhere and took over that job.
Last year, yeah.
So, it's interesting that we're still waiting for Zellweger to have that season where he puts up crazy points. Not quite there yet. But really, Gudis and Lacombe is one pairing, Trouba, Zellweger, another pairing, Minchikov, Helleson, according to this Daily Faceoff again.
Yeah.
And we are August 31st. So this could change by tomorrow. It could change by next week. But, you know, Minchikov, I see him as a top four guy. Is Lacombe going to have a regression this year?
That's the number one question. I think so.
Based on what?
Based on opportunity that they had last year, is they went to the hot hand. He stayed hot at the right time. I think Zellweger this year needs to come out and say, I'm the number one offensive defenseman on this team.
So let's talk about last year, Lacombe. 14 goals, 29 assists for 43 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty decent.
Top 30, I think.
That's pretty decent. We could check where he finished in the NHL,
sure.
but very, very decent numbers. So is Minchikov going to be, or Minchikov or Zellweger going to be able to outpace that? Well, what do you think?
I mean, it goes with deployment as well, right? I mean, there's one major factor here that we haven't mentioned since talking about the defensemen or the forwards, is that there's a new coach. So I think there's a clean slate for everybody here. And maybe he might rely on how last year went to start training camp and so on. But last year, the coach relied on Jackson Lacombe 22 minutes per game.
That's right.
That's a lot of time on ice. And he's also older. He's 24 and a half years old going into the season. So you're talking about Minchukov, who's not even 22 yet, and Zellweger, too, which is about to be 22 years old. So Zellweger and Minchukov played 17 to 18 minutes a game. That's 4 minutes less than Lacombe. Now, Lacombe earned that, of course, because of his play and his reliability. But, I mean, they're going to have to make a decision, like, who's your go-to guy offensively here on the back end? And that's a guy you gotta feed him until you understand that it's going to work or it's not going to work. And I think that's what Quenneville is going to have to do this year. And the mentality going into the season is going to have a lot to do with that. If they expect to win games, then they're going to have to go with who's more reliable. If they're still in the process, it's part of the process of developing something good, then maybe Mintyukov or Zellweger become that guy. I'm like you. I think Zellweger has the most offensive ability out of all of them, but this is going to be interesting battle at training camp for sure. And I know we're here. We're always saying, decisions are going to be made at camp. Of course they are. We're just trying to. It's hard to predict when it's a new coach, right?
We're trying to name you the players.
Yeah.
So Jackson Lacombe finished 23rd in defenseman scoring last year. 23rd.
That's pretty damn good.
It's pretty freaking good.
Came out of nowhere too at 24 years old. You would think by now at 24 years old, this guy you know who he is.
32 teams in the NHL, so he's
He's a number one in that case.
Exactly. In that
Right.
case,
I mean, if you're really thinking about
points wise,
right, which most fantasy leagues are. Now Zellweger is only 21.
yeah.
Or he's going to be 22 by the start of the season, right? He only had 20 points in 62 games, but you could tell like one guy is 3 years older, and this guy is still developing. So maybe this isn't necessarily the year for Zellweger, and maybe Lacombe continues to have the offensive dominance, I'll call it, on this Anaheim Ducks power play.
It's going to be interesting to see. And like even Mintyukov and Zellweger were benched. They were healthy scratches. They were almost on rotation practically in the second half of the season or so. So it's such a difficult situation to predict because they're not bad defensemen. Neither of them. I mean, they're all capable.
But even Mintyukov
who's
is
going to pull out on top?
So like even Mintyukov at 21 years old, like you're talking about very young. We went through this in Montreal. When your defensemen are very, very young, it's hard to rely on them. First, they have to learn the NHL game. They have to learn the physicality. They have to learn how to play defense in the NHL. And then you're hoping that they learn the offense as well. That's a lot of things that.
And that's all while learning a new system.
And you have a new system in a new coach coming in.
The wild card, I think, it's Quenneville and how is he going to deal with this young team? Because Quenneville was with Chicago. He had Kane, Taves, Keith, Seabrook, all in their young years, and then brought them to what they were. So
did he go to New York after?
No,
he coached another team after Chicago. Did he not?
I don't think so. But
I'll look that up.
Maybe you're right. Actually, I think he was in
St. Louis. He went back to St. Louis.
Yeah,
maybe. But that's it. So listen, this team is so. Power play, Nick. Okay, so let's say you're putting Leo Carson, who we're guessing, or I think we're all in agreement. We'll have what's the word?
Oh wow, he coached Colorado, and then after St. Louis, Colorado, Chicago, Florida, Anaheim.
So he was in Florida when he got fired.
Yeah.
So when Leo Carlson, I guess we can all admit he's in the progression going up, right? So we're expecting more from him this year than we were.
Logic states that he had a pretty good season last season,
44 points in 76 games.
I think they're really hoping that he's going to be one of those good two-way centers. I don't see him necessarily as a high-scoring top 10 scorer in the NHL necessarily, but I do see him as a very good top-line two-way center.
So remember his first year, they said we're going to take it easy, we're going to give him breaks, and they were like benching him for a couple of games every now and then. He played 55 games. Last year, his second year, the coach deployed him only 16 minutes of ice time. In his sophomore season, you would think like the further along you get, the more you play. And I don't know how they stuck with this coach that long, but clearly there was something off between the players and the coach, and they finally made a decision. I think Quenneville will have no choice now to see what he has in these young guys, and he's going to give them every opportunity he can to show their worth. And I think that's why we're going to see a little bit of a resurgence with these guys.
Look, Leo Carlson, it really depends. Do you really think that he is, and this might be a little bit controversial for some people, do you think he's a top-line center? Do you think he has the ability to turn into a top-line center in the league?
I think they invested in him to be a top-line
That's
center.
not the question.
That's not the question.
That's not the question.
I think yes. I think he could definitely be a top-line center.
You do own him in the league, right?
No, I do.
I don't have him in the league, but I do think his second half of the season was unbelievable. If I'm not mistaken, that's when he really got.
I have it right here. I could tell you right now. So in his last 21 games, he had 17 points.
So I
But
mean, that's when
17 minutes of ice time, which was 2 minutes more than
exactly.
the rest of
But
the year.
I think he could definitely be a number one center, surrounded by the right guys. Karaguchi takes that extra step forward. You have someone besides Kaloran on the right wing that might help. But I do believe that he could easily be a number one center.
As the one constant line mate he had last year, Alex Kaloran.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole year, they stuck Kaloran to his butt the whole time. And
you want to know?
I think, just to answer your question before I hand it back to you, is I think Carlson can be a number one center, but he's going to be in the lower tier of the number one centers.
How many
He
minutes?
won't be that like 100-point guy, you know.
How many minutes of ice time for him?
Last year,
Yeah.
16.
Okay, Mason McTavish, 16 and 50 seconds. Like we're talking about, like everybody seemed to play the same amount of ice time from their top two centers. So I mean, we could go and look at Ryan Strome now and see what
Ryan Strome was 16.
16. So like
They rotated three
really
lines.
just
They
rolled
had three
four
lines.
lines.
Yeah, that's it.
Like at some point,
You can't.
you want your stars to be stars, right?
At
So-
some point, if you're making that push to the playoffs, you don't need your third line centerman playing 17 minutes.
Cutter Gauthier had 43 points in 82 games, only playing 14 minutes of ice time.
Okay, so the young guys, like
Do we? Okay.
with these guys, you can see that prospects are in here. The prospects are in their lineup. I mean, besides Seneki, who's might make the team this year.
There's rumors
There's
that he
rumors
actually
that-
might
Because
make it out of camp.
they're sending him to the prospect. What's it called? That prospect watch thing,
Showcase.
the showcase. Seneki's their guy,
So,
so it's an indication he has a chance to make it out from camp.
but if he doesn't, you have a Leo Carlson who's under 20, let's say 23, under 23, Gauthier under 23, McTavish under 23. These guys, do you see these guys making that push? That's like if Seneki comes in, who's he replacing on this team?
Well,
So before
go ahead.
Seneki, I actually think Sidorov is going to get a shot. Maybe
You
this
think?
Russian guy. I think they drafted him late in one of the drafts. He's 21 years old. He had a good second half last year with the San Diego. I thought it was the Seagulls. They're just the San Diego Gulls. 34 points in 59 games. Nothing great, but he's one of those guys that shows a lot of flashes. I think he could be like a surprise. If I had to say there's a surprise to make it from camp, it would be him.
Seneki could be a surprise too.
I think he might be just slightly too young. But again, new coach, you don't know what the situation is like. What's happening?
No.
Yeah, and they
You guys think he can make it?
No, I don't. I don't think there's any of those guys that are. I don't think there's any of those young guys that are cracking this roster. I think Seneki can get what does Nick always say? His cup of tea.
Yeah,
His cup of tea.
Drink his cup of tea.
Yeah, in this lineup. But I believe that if McTavish is signed before the season, this is the lineup. This is the lineup we're looking at. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. But I don't know. You guys saying pushing for the playoffs? I don't see that with this team.
Before we go to our over-unders, do you guys do you have an idea who they're? Forget the defenseman. We know that's really up for grabs. Any staples on the power play?
Well, so the power play is the most important here because I think Troy Terry is a staple, right? Troy Terry's been doing it as the number one power play unit for a while now on this team.
So you have Terry. Yeah, you have to have Leo Carlson as your center.
I don't know if that's true.
No, so who would you-
McTavish is outpointing him.
McTavish had 12 power play points. Leo Carlson had 7 last year.
Who do you guys think it's Granlund or Kreider that's going to get that?
I think Granlund, you're paying him
Yeah,
enough to be a top power play
Yeah.
guy.
I think you
Right.
need a guy like either Gauthier or Kreider on there. One of those two.
but that's why I'm with Nick. I think Granlund will have a better chance of cracking that first power play than Kreider because Gauthier is that net presence that you want that Kreider would do.
But so is Killorn.
And so
Yeah, Cologne, I'd take him off the power play. Why would
Even
you
one or two?
No. Why would you? Well, you put him on number 2 if you want, but what are you doing with
No, but-
Cologne on number 1?
See, what I'm thinking is that one of these guys in between Kreider and Gauthier is going to be the bumper.
yeah, that one of them will make it, not both. That's for sure. That's the debate. Is
That's going to be the debate.
I agree.
Right? So, like, you're going to have Granlund
Mm-hmm.
probably on one of the wings.
Yeah.
off wall, let's say, or whatever.
He has
Or
to be 19 power play points last year.
I think McTavish is your center.
I don't know about that, man. I
Yeah?
would really. I think Carlson will be in front of McTavish.
So it's hard
McTavish
to
is doing better though.
It's
It's
hard to
hard.
tell because they all got playing time. There's literally 9 forwards that got over a minute and a half, and nobody got more than 250 a game.
No,
It's
but
like
Of power play time.
of power play time.
but
It's
this-
like, what the heck were they
But
doing?
this is the problem. The coach
No
wanted
consistency.
he wanted to be a 4-line team,
And
that's
Terry's
what
your
he-
shooter,
Yeah, for sure.
right? So like both Terry and I think
I think McTavish has to be on
McTavish
that one.
could play that shooter role. I don't know.
And on the back end, you think they're starting with
Oof.
Lacombe?
I think it's Lacombe to
it
start.
has to be. I think so.
I think
too.
it's Lacombe to
I
start.
think it has to be Lacombe to start, and then
Zellweger, if he has a great year, maybe he pushes for that spot.
because last year it was Lacombe and then Minchikov. Zeller was their third option.
Well, Fowler was there too
No,
for a certain amount of time, wasn't he?
Mintyukov barely got power play
Oh,
time.
yeah? Yeah, Mintyukov barely
50,
got any.
53 seconds of power play time.
Mm.
I'm going to be a homer. I own him. I have stocks. I'm not going to lie. But I think Zellweger is going to be the guy to start. I think Quenville is going to go with the most offensive, the most reliably offensive player on that defensive core to start. He might not win the job, but I think that's the guy
Maybe.
who's going to have to
Listen.
lose the job.
If Quenville is going to depend on his veterans, mark my words, Truba, number one power play.
And that's why.
All right.
That's why we have him
Okay,
here.
that's a hot take. So let's go to over unders. I'm curious to see what he did.
No, let's
No.
go to our goaltender.
Goaltender.
Because
Oh,
there's
baby.
big changes that happened. So
Finally.
Not big changes. Big changes that Vince thinks happen that you guys do not think that it's
no,
big
no, well,
change.
okay, I'll tell you what the big change is.
Go.
Finally trading away Gibson. Finally, the guy has an opportunity to start fresh somewhere else. It's been years overdue. He's been requesting for a trade for since how long? But he
2
was a
years
good
at
soldier,
least,
and
yeah.
he kept playing, and he kept being a good colleague to Dostal. Now Dostal has a chance to run away with it, or like Vince's take, maybe it's a 1A 1B with Mrazek.
I don't think it's a 1A 1B. I think it's Dostal is the number one goaltender there. But
He's had great numbers.
But if he
Hmm.
starts to struggle, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Mrazek. And Mrazek, if he gets Mrazek is hot and cold. So for 2 weeks he can be a Vezina winner, and then for the other 2 weeks he should be playing in DHL. So that's why I feel Dostal might lose some games, just because if Mrazek gets hot at one point, he might be taking that role if Dostal struggles.
So let's look at their stats and go from there.
Yeah, but you can because they play with Chicago.
I mean, Anaheim's
Well,
defensive core is not that much better than Chicago's because they're very young still. But Dostal, I feel like he's entering the age where he's starting to make a name, like the age where the
26.
goalies start making a name for themselves. And he's been like steady Eddie, you know, especially if I look at his save percentage over the years. I mean, he didn't play much in his first 2 years, but he's over 900. That's a good start for a young guy, you know? So, like, I don't want to look too much into the goals against average because with a rebuilding team, that's always going to be pretty high, despite how good you play. So you always want to look like, yeah, I know, Nick, you like quality starts and so on. So he had one off year, which was 2 years ago at 38.6. Last year he had 50% quality starts. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Considering the decor that he had,
Yeah,
I think that's pretty solid. So I really like Dostal. I think this is a guy that you should buy now before his value becomes too high that it's not worth it. So if you have an opportunity to go acquire this guy in like a deep league, a dynasty league, I think it's a guy you should really look into.
Well, Peter Mrazek spelled with Peter, no
Peter.
no E after the T.
Who needs vowels?
Who needs vowels? 33-year-old goaltender who is coming off, like we said, a pretty decent year.
Can you believe that?
44 quality start percentage. So 44% quality start percentage is it's like backup numbers, right? 891 save percentage, goals against average 335. Again, you said it's Chicago, but he did play on Detroit at one point.
Yeah. But if you look at his career, it's 0.906 and 2.85.
Yeah.
Which isn't. I'm not saying he's. I'm not saying he's gonna take Dostal's spot, but I just feel that if Dostal starts to struggle, they're not gonna hesitate to put Mrazek as their backup, as their number one.
This guy reminds me a little bit of. This is going to be a terrible take, but His inconsistencies remind me of Gustafsson.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, he never gets as high as Gustafsson,
Yeah.
but he has those years where he's like 910 save percentage, and then he's got those years where he's like 890, 880 save percentage, and he never just can stay consistent. Obviously, he's much older now, so he's proved that he can be consistent. Whereas Gustafsson now is where he needs to prove it. But backup, he's a backup. He's a fine backup by me. I mean, I wouldn't be upset having Mrazek as a backup.
All right, over-unders. Let's go with that. Do you mind doing the segment while I try to fix something here on the computer?
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it up.
Come on. Brought them here. All right, we're ready.
Let's go.
Timo Solani, over under 50 goals. Come on, who's got him?
In his rookie season?
Yeah.
Over. That was a trivia question.
Here we go. So, first guy, Leo Carlson, who Nick is not convinced is a number one centerman. 51.5 points. Over or under, Nick?
I'm going to go slightly under.
Okay.
I think he hits 50 this year. And I think that's actually a pretty decent upgrade on him. Because last year, not so much.
Last year, you had the 44.
Yeah, on pace for 47.
I think he hits 50. And I think that's an upgrade.
True?
I should preface this by saying, if McTavish isn't there, which I think he will be, so that's why I'm saying that. But if he isn't there, that goes higher.
No,
But
you gotta be Nostradamus. You gotta understand. You gotta know if he's gonna.
I'm going to look at my crystal ball.
Don't give it away.
Nick.
We might.
Nick Junior. Carlson, 51.5.
I give it away too easy.
I'm gonna go over. I think he's gonna get close to 55 points this year. As a natural progression in his development, more than 16 minutes of ice time, I think he can get between 50 and 55 points.
And I agree with Junior.
Watch they put Granlund as the number one center.
Oh my
Oh
god! that'd
my
be
God.
fantastic.
They just move all the kids
Set
down.
fire
That'd be fantastic.
to the right.
Cutter Gauthier, 26.5 goals. Over under.
Ooh, goals.
Junior. Since you
Cutter Gauthier. I'm gonna lie, I have him.
you
That's
still own stocks in Cutter.
I do. I have no choice. He's still on ELC.
So
Wow, 26 and a half.
26.5. Last year he had 20 in 82 games.
I think it's gonna be slightly under. He'll be between 20 and 25, but I don't think he goes past 25.
Nicholas.
Under.
And I tend to agree. Yes, he will be under, and only because I don't think Quenneville will have patience with the young guys, and the veterans will be taking more time on ice from Gauthier. So,
But what is he going to do on defense then if he doesn't have time for young guys? He's going to put Chuba and Gudis on the power play.
But defense different, but forward he has his options. You'll know my bold takes.
You have a
when I think.
24-year-old Lacombe who's already putting points.
Yeah. Nick,
Free agent in
you
LPHL.
still
That's an
own
interesting
stocks in Troy Terry? So Troy
No, I sold
Terry
him.
last
You sold him? Perfect. Over.
Troy Terry last year 21 goals. The year before that 20 goals. The year before that 23. In 2021, 2022, 37 goals.
Yeah, I think that's when I purchased him. Because I get excited. And I go all in when the stock is high. And then when the stock drops, I'm like, oh, sell. Yeah.
So Troy Terry over under 26.5 goals.
I'm going to go under.
So Nick goes under, Junior.
I'm going to go over, and I'll tell you why. One, Nick sold them. And two, I think the demise, the regression started with Cronin as coach. And he's not there anymore. So I think I'm going to go, what was the number?
26.5.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to go over. 28. He's
Can
going
we
to go
write this down somewhere?
20.
Wait, bold
What did I say?
prediction. Wait, we got
Bold prediction.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll give you a bold prediction, sure.
Next guy, one guy that we all said was gonna kind of regress last year, Chris Kreider.
Not like you though.
I
You
told
nailed that one.
Listen, 8 assists in 82 games. I mean, in 68 games. Sorry, but still. So Chris Kreider, 22 goals last year. Pretty sure there's a 50-goal season somewhere over there. 39 the year before, 36, 52, 20, 24, 28. Chris Kreider, over under 28.5 goals. Under for Nick Junior.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under as well.
Wow,
But
that's two
like, not
under.
much.
But yeah, like
Like
25.
25. I think he sticks at 25.
He's that got that, give or take
I
25.
think him and Troy Terry are going to have the same type of goal scoring ability here, and I think the assist rate is going to go up higher because you cannot be this bad. You cannot get 8 assists when you're on a top
Like,
6.
all you need is the puck to hit you 10 times on the skate and go to a friend to put it in the net.
Go to a friend. I like that.
That's what you need. Okay, last over under.
Go to a friend.
We spoke about him a lot. Young defenseman, Jackson Lacombe. Jackson Lacombe, his stats: rookie season, 71 games played, 17 points. Last year, 75 games played, 43 points. He is at over under 49.5 points.
That's an under. That's an easy under.
Yeah,
Easy
I'm,
under.
I'm going under also, but again, not because I don't like the player. It's just there's so much uncertainty with the top power play here, and he needs that top power play if he's going to hit 50.
Mhm.
That's just my take. So
He had 11 points on the power play. No, sorry, 9 points on the power play.
get 9 power play points last.
I think he's better all around than Zellweger.
Mhm.
I
At
think he'll
this-
still
yeah.
get points. I just think that's a big number for him.
Well, there it is for the over-unders for the Anaheim Ducks. It'll be interesting to see what goes on with this team.
Bold takes.
Let's do a bold
We're
take.
not done yet.
Oh, I know. I'm ready for my bold takes.
Okay, so you go
guys are
first.
not
You
ready for
hosted
my
the
bold
over-unders. I'm going to host bold takes.
1 each. That's it.
That's
takes.
it. I got
bold
3.
takes.
Let's go. We're 35 minutes in.
All right, Vince.
Yeah.
Bold take for the Anaheim Ducks.
Bold takes.
Team
for the
or
Anaheim-
player?
No. Players. Last year they didn't have one 30 goal scorer. This year they're gonna have 2. Troy Terry and Kreider.
Wow, Kreider.
Yeah.
Wait, does this mean a bounce back for Kreider
Yeah.
in your book?
Yeah,
Wow.
100%. Not bounce back. He's the 30 goal scorer.
That's a massive.
68 he had 22 goals in 68 games.
Yeah, that's close to a pace.
And I understand he's playing with Panarin or whatever, but that's what I'm saying. Quenneville will depend on his veterans. And I think Kreider will be pushed to the top 6 easily in the first power play. Guaranteed. So I think Troy
I like
Terry
it.
and
I like
Kreider, 30 goals.
You know what?
Both guys 30 goals.
It's a bold take because of how he's performed recently, but I like the optimism. I don't have him anymore, so for sure he's hitting 30. Me?
You go first.
Dostal.
Oh, son of a! I should have went first.
Boom.
All right. I'm gonna find another one. Keep going.
Plays 55 games this year and wins 35 of them.
Wow. Okay.
So just to give you an idea, though, because why is that bold, right? So
No,
last year
that's really bold.
he played 54 games and won 23. I'm saying he's going to get 11 more wins.
Okay.
That's pretty bold.
My Luka Dostal bold prediction was not points projected, but it's based off points. So I'm just going to add to what you said. Lucas Dostal will be a Vezina nominee at the end of the season.
My friend, I think you've won the bold predictions here.
Hey, they gotta be bold, so let's make them bold.
For those of you listening,
Luka Dostal, Vezina nominee at the end of this regular season.
for those of you listening and not watching on YouTube, I just put a big boom sunglasses on Mr. Junior.
Hey, you
that
started
was,
it.
No, that was quite
You
something.
gave Vezina type numbers.
Oh
I
my
gave
God.
Vezina type numbers. You actually called out the name Vezina, so that's something.
You guys are crazy.
All right, guys. Yeah,
My
Mraz is
first,
gonna
my
win
first
30.
one was Troy Terry. Then you took that, and he took Dostal. I was like, screw it.
That's what happens when you go last, loser.
Nick,
Uh,
Nick, our next team. Go.
Next team, San Jose Sharks. Guys, this is
And by the way, I'm very upset you guys didn't even comment on the drawings and the logos in the back that were hand drawn and colored by Vince.
actually very pretty,
Yeah,
but
thank you.
Vince
Producer and artist.
and promoter,
What
DraftKings promoter.
DraftKings promotes.
Oh yes.
We have to do that before we start the San Jose Sharks.
halfway
so-
through the thing.
and
Yes, you're right.
go give us a little break here.
Yeah. So I'm going to mute me and you, and we're going to let Vince do the live read, and then we'll go from there.
Game on. Week 1 starts now. And every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime touchdown rush, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube Video.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Oh, shit.
All right, we are back, and Junior just broke his face trying to get back to the
Yeehaw.
desk here. So let's start with our San Jose Sharks.
You go, Nick.
Team preview.
Shoot.
So,
I swear I'm prepared.
talking about swearing, we are not swearing on this podcast anymore
we're
after
keeping it
recent news that we heard that some of our friends' kids actually listen to us in the car while driving with their father to daycare.
Yeah.
So
we have
thank you for that.
We apologize to that father.
Yes.
But you're irresponsible for making him listen to us.
Please download. Please
Just download. You don't have to listen. Don't make them listen. Just download.
Guys, San Jose is an interesting team because
I love this team.
we're talking about Celebrini came out, and there's been some what a coming out party for this kid. He came out, people are like, oh, but he's not as good as Bedard. And the kid produced.
Mhm.
He was just not a two-way center, and that's it. He put up numbers, and he's their number one player on this team right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So
do we agree on that?
Yeah. Let's let's preface everything by just giving a heads up as to what came in and what went out of the San Jose Sharks, because I uploaded it in time.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, gone. Henry Thurn, who's I think with Toronto now. Nikolai Kovalenko, Mark-Edward Vlasic, Walker Dewar, Thomas Bordelot, Daniil Gushin. Basically, they lost absolutely nothing, but they did gain Philip Kurashev, who had his
Bedard coming out party.
flash in the pan with Chicago one year. Oh boy. Adam Gaudette, Jeff Skinner, John Klimberg, Ryan Reeves, Dmitry Orlov, Nick Leddy, and Alex Nedeljkovic. It's a lot of vets they brought in. No coaching changes as far as I can tell. Let's look at what their top six might look like right now.
Okay, so William Eklund is the top line left winger with Celebrini. And I feel bad a little bit because when listener Tino Mayo had gone ahead and asked me for my advice on William Eklund on his draft year, I said, you go Eklund because he's the most offensive guy, and you just go with it, and you do not drop him. You just wait for him to develop. Well, it feels like this is the perfect time to have William Eklund, because William Eklund and Celebrini, it's a few years late with my advice, but my crystal ball came true, I guess.
Mhm.
And Celebrini and Eklund, maybe Will Smith, maybe Toffoli on that line. I don't know how they're gonna go with that, but he's in a prime position to succeed. Then we have Toffoli, like I mentioned before, the grizzled vet who plays really well with younger players.
Yeah.
Will Smith is another young guy, but highly offensive young guy. Jeff Skinner, or the ghost of Jeff Skinner. I don't know how this guy keeps getting top six roles. I don't know if he's going to be in a top six really, but this is a once 30 goal scorer, 40 goal scorer. 40? I think he hit once, if I'm not mistaken.
I was just looking at his stats now.
Well, he finally played in the playoffs.
Skinner, 16,
He finally played in the playoffs.
16, 24, 35, 33, 40, 24, 37.
Yeah, he hit 40 once. That's right.
I mean, he's got a scoring touch.
He's got a scoring touch. It's just the defensive part and the rest of the game that he needs to. And he's actually really funny.
But that's why he went to San Jose, because they're just not playing for anything. So
yeah, that's very true.
his defensive game really doesn't matter right now.
They have Adam Gaudette here, probably as that defensive presence on that line. I don't know if that's going to stick. Maybe that's Kurishev's spot. They have Wenberg as well. Defensive, these guys might make the top 6. I'm just not sure which one of these will. They really have a top 5 in my books. Toffoli, Celebrini, Will Smith. Do we think Michael Misa?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's
I was just waiting for you to say.
I was gonna say the one guy
Nick,
you didn't name is.
say Misa.
What do we think of Misa? Is he making the team?
Okay,
Well, he has the talent to make this team.
I mean, Will Smith could play wing, so Misa could be a second line
I
center.
think Will Smith can play center.
Will Smith can play both.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's somebody that could play anywhere.
I think
but-
I think
San
Misa
Jose's-
will end up being a winger.
I think
anyways.
San Jose's plan for the future is that they're 1-2 Celebrini, Will Smith.
I don't agree.
No,
I don't agree. I think Misa's a better center than Will Smith. Will Smith is a very, very highly touted offensive player.
rapper
Mhm.
and actor.
Yeah, a rapper.
Did you see the AI generated crowd that everybody's talking about with Will Smith?
With Will Smith, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all over social
all
media.
over. It's
Wow.
He created it
Yeah.
with social media, anyways, with AI. to
Now
make
that
them
we're
look
done with
good. Anyways,
TMZ
Oh, like we do with our millions.
and billions.
hey, that was pretty good turnout, guys. We didn't even mention the 100th episode and how
We'll
well of a
mention it at
turnout
the
that
end.
is.
How about we stick with San Jose?
Thank you, everybody, for coming again.
Yes.
So Misa has an opportunity to come on this team this year. I'm just not so sure that he's going to do it.
Yeah.
In our DPR league, we took him first overall.
Yes.
We traded
We
for the
traded
first
to get
overall.
the first overall pick just to get Michael Misa.
Yeah.
So I feel like the reason I did that is because I think he's a top 6 player on this team, but he could be the best 1-2 punch with him and Celebrini that we've seen since Crosby Malkin.
So
Ooh,
out
wow.
of-
That's a
so
bold take.
out of so we look at their
Put them on.
Put them on. Boom. So
That's right.
we have okay. So my question to you guys is:
Believe.
You should bring those home to your wife tonight. See what happens.
No, then it's not going to say boom anymore. It's going to say
It's to say beep, bleep, beep.
It's gonna say no.
it's going to say no
Okay.
or don't touch me.
Okay. So Misa.
It's
I have
getting
a
hot.
headache.
It's getting hot in here. Tamara, earmuffs. Earmuffs.
She doesn't listen.
She hasn't listened to one episode. I guarantee you, she listens to this one.
Oh my God. I'm gonna tag her in the posts.
So
I love you, baby. I'm joking. It's just a joke.
Oh my God. Immediate regret. I'm sweating, man. Holy crap.
okay. So Misa, Chernosov, Musty.
Want to try that again?
Who?
Can you mute?
I can.
It's
You
Igor Chernosov. No,
Chernisov.
Chernosov. Sorry.
Yeah. Listen,
Quentin Musty and Michael Misa.
Ooh, Quentin Musty.
Who do you think
that's
out of those
fast.
two has the opportunity? I know you're going to say Misa, but do the other two? Do you think the other two have an opportunity to get? I'm going to say they're. Well, you've been drinking something else, but a coffee, but a cup of coffee in this lineup.
what are you saying? I think Chernyshov is absolutely great. Even Musty, it's so hard to
Their
say.
prospect line is really.
This team's been bad for a while.
Yeah.
They've been rebuilding for a while. They've drafted really, really well. I really like Chernyshov. I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity, though, this year. It's very hard for me to say he will. I'm a little bit more questioning their defense. Orlov was the best player that they picked up. I just don't think that any one of those is really going to have a chance this year. It's too young. The lineup is too young already.
No, yeah.
If it isn't Misa,
I
don't know if the other two
I
have a
don't see
chance.
these guys pushing for the playoffs, but you're looking for an improvement in their young guys, right? That's what you're looking for. They brought these veterans in to aid these younger guys in knowing what the NHL is all about. I don't think San Jose is far from pushing for a playoff spot. I don't think this is the year they do it. But
I want to see a really good year from Musty in the AHL
Yeah.
before starting to predict him.
Yeah, so he finished his OHL
he's-
season and went to play 3 games with.
That's it. He's never played with men.
He was OHL up until
juniors,
AHL.
Exactly.
And then AHL, he only had a 3-game
3 games.
stint.
Which
I think if he gets off to a good start and there's an injury in the top 6, he might get that call.
Okay.
Now, even Chernyshov, he played in the OHL, and then he had a 2-game stint in the AHL. Again,
But he played in the KHL.
That's really nice to see, by the way.
oh, that's right. He did play.
At 19, 20 years old, they're both in the AHL
Yeah.
this year.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their defense, Nick. I know you don't want to talk about them, but it doesn't look very good, does it?
It's
Well,
gonna be very
Like,
good.
is there? It's
At some
going
point.
to be, but is there anybody fantasy relevant on that defense?
I think so.
So it all depends if the only person right now that, according to Daily Faceoff, has an opportunity to be a top offensive defenseman on the team is John Klingberg.
Jonathan, who?
John Klingberg.
Oh, John Klimberg. Yes, sorry.
And that's the only person that I see that has an opportunity right now
Yeah.
to kind of be that player. I don't know if they're going to be bringing up the other
Sam Dickinson.
Sam Dickinson this year. If they do, it's going to be interesting to see which one of them. Like, I like Orlov. I don't see him offensive enough to be a top power play guy necessarily, right? Klingberg has run a top power play before. Timothy Liljegren, I can't believe this guy's in the NHL.
Stop it. He played for Toronto. He has to be in the NHL.
Oh, yeah, okay. When it comes to like the other guys, there's nobody here. Like Mark-Edward Vlasic was a defensive defenseman. He's no longer there. Mario Ferraro is kind of a defensive defenseman, hasn't really been an offensive producer. And that's why I'm saying that John Klingberg could run that top power play.
I'll give you a name. 52 points in 64 AHL games last year.
Okay.
Luca Cagnoni. He got some playing time
We
towards.
traded him away, I think, in DPR.
I think we still have him. He played 6 games, got 2 assists last year. This is a guy that is purely offensive. Purely offensive. Now, what worries me going into the season is that Klingberg was signed as a free agent. So I'm assuming they might want to give him a little bit of look, San Jose's trajectory this year is not to make the playoffs, right?
No,
I don't think so.
But they get a guy like Skinner, they get a guy like Klingberg as assets to trade at the deadline. And usually when that's the case, you want to give these guys an opportunity to showcase what they can do so that you do get value in return. That's what scares me a little bit about Cagnoni. But if there is a young guy to make a statement this year on that back end, because I think Dickinson, they're going to make him want a season as much as they can. I think Cagnoni is going to be the guy that could make a name for himself this year for sure.
That would be interesting. So taking that, I'm not going to say bad, but lower end defensive core, and then throw in Askarov and nets. What are we expecting?
Jesus.
What are we expecting from Askarov? Who
We did trade away Cagnoni.
okay,
We did?
that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So look at Askarov.
All right, he's going to suck that.
So looking at Askarov, who last year played 13 games, 4 wins, 6 losses, 310 goals against average, save percentage under 900. He's 23. I mean, what got sent back to the AHL last year? The reason he wanted to get traded from Nashville was because he didn't want to go back to AHL. So what are we looking with this goaltending tandem that they picked up?
Nedeljkovic.
There you go, Nick.
Nedeljkovic.
Nedeljkovic. Good. Yeah. Good. So what, like, is Askarov their guy to do 50 to 60 games, or are we looking at a 40-41 season for Askarov? Like, if he starts to struggle, do you see them sending him down to the AHL again?
No.
Okay,
No,
so the
I think
AHL is
this-
out of the question.
I think
Out.
Okay,
Out
I
of the
think that's
question.
done.
Okay.
I think that part's done. The only thing I'll say is that Nedeljkovic, does he really give you any hope? Like 38 games played last year, 14 wins. Granted, it was a Pittsburgh team, but I don't expect much
but
more wins on San Jose.
Yeah. And their defense. that
Under
was-
900 save percentage. He had a 50% quality start percentage last year. So I don't see him being a number 1,
Mhm.
and I don't even see him being a 1B. So to me, this is Askarov's net.
Yeah. So
They're gonna live and die by Askarov,
exactly.
and
Okay,
that's
that was my next question is, are they gonna basically, he has a bad game, it's, you know what, you had a bad game, bounce back, come back the next game. It's not gonna be a sit your ass on the bench and learn how to play.
Nedeljkovic looked like a backup, or people thought of him as a good backup because of how bad Jarry was. anytime he went in nets, he gave Pittsburgh a better opportunity to win than Jarry did. And he got a lot of playing time, and that's why people automatically assume maybe that Nedeljkovic is good, but he's not good.
Do you guys realize Askarov only had 13 games played last year?
And he had a 53.8% quality start. That's like, so the one thing I want to say about Askarov is, yes, they're going to live and die with him next year, but it doesn't mean his numbers will be great. So like in your leagues, you shouldn't rely on him to get you a lot of points, because his numbers, given the situation of the team and the defensive core at the moment being so young, it's not looking great in terms of being a quality fantasy relevant player.
I think they need work on their defense. I think they have some young guys coming up, like Michael Bandulin was there, but none of these guys really scream top end NHLers right now.
They need Sam
Except Sam
Dickinson to be that guy, yeah.
Right? Orlov, thank God they got Orlov. I think he's going to be a steadying presence on that team behind Mario Ferraro. Those are the only two that I could really see that are steadying presences.
Yeah.
So
no, not Timothy Leigh.
On that note,
no offense, Timothy.
okay.
If you ever want to come on the show, you're more than welcome to come on the show.
Did we touch on the power play? Or
oh yes, let's do power play, because power play is actually very important on this team.
On all teams, on all fantasy teams.
On all fantasy teams. William Eklund, we all agree, should be there. Top power play.
Salvini, Eklund, Will Smith, I think are staples.
Agreed.
Toffoli, staple. So
Tyler Toffoli staple?
Yeah, for sure.
Then it's Klimberg or Cagnoni. But is there a case to...
No, that's... Hold on. Eklund, Celebrini, Will Smith.
Toffoli.
3 and Toffoli.
I think Toffoli's is
over Jeff Skinner?
Yeah.
Even though they need that scoring touch?
Well, because Toffoli's done it.
Toffoli can give you that
okay,
scoring touch.
all right.
He can't skate.
And then I guess Klingberg is your number 5.
I think so, yes.
If that's the case, guys, I think Klingberg has a lot of fantasy upside this year.
What's is there? Would you make a case for another player
on the defense right now? No.
On forward maybe instead of Toffoli? Like if Misa plays, if Misa makes the team, is he on power play 1?
No.
I
think he's on power play 2 to start.
I think their power play 1 is stamped with those 4 players and Klingberg and the back end.
26th ranked power play last year.
Well, they need a change. That's for sure.
It's 19th I have here.
A power play percentage.
Yeah, 19th.
Sorry. No, I have 26.
24
power play percentage last year, they
18.
ranked.
6.
They ranked 26th in the league.
No,
I'll take NHL.com's over.
Okay, if you think so.
Because the efficiency and the power play percentage is not the same, right? So it could be there's different.
I have power play percentage, but you go on.
Doesn't matter. Either way, they're bottom of the league.
Bottom of the league.
The argument's the same. So not too excited about this power play unless Celebrini, Will Smith, they get more chemistry, maybe. They play together, maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Junior?
I think those are the names. I mean, there's no point in rambling about possibilities that won't exist or that don't exist, you know? I just, what's really going to hurt these guys is their bottom 6 is so bad, man. They have no depth. Like the depth will have to come from the guys Vince mentioned earlier, the Chernyshovs or the Musties in the AHL. Because if they're going to rely on Gaudette and Ostapchuk and Gaudreau, you know.
Yeah, but
so those are the guys on the power play that you're looking at. And
let's do over-unders.
I think this year San Jose is not going to rush those young guys. I think the more young guys they can give experience in the AHL, they'll keep, because there's no reason to rush them. You already have Eklund, Celebrini, and Will Smith in your young core. You don't want to just bring up the other guys.
Yeah.
Leave them in the AHL.
Maybe after the deadline when they need bodies to make up for the spaces that they traded away.
All right, here's the moment that we've all been waiting for.
You're not tired of hosting it?
Oh, you want
I did it last one Vince because I was fixing something on the computer. So.
Okay, whatever. You just took it away from him, man. Whatever.
Okay, you want to do it? Do it. Listen, you came up with the numbers.
You better believe I came up with the numbers. The only one that works on this podcast.
I'm tired, Nick said.
Okay, San Jose
tonight.
Obviously, we're gonna go with the Celebrini as first. Celebrini Jr. 69.5 points. Over. Ooh, you?
Over.
Wow. Celebrini, 63 points. And listen, it's not 63 points in 70 games, so it's not a far-fetched to to get that 70 point. But sophomore year, sometimes Bedard had it. Good hit. So we'll see. Interesting. Eklund, who you were talking about, 21.5 goals. Over or under? Eklund has hit 17 like yesterday. Last season, 16 the year before.
21.5. That's a solid number.
It's a tough number, eh?
That's why Vince does see
I'll say over 22.
Oh, I'm gonna agree with Nick.
over by just one.
Just over.
Wow, look you guys. Will Smith, sophomore season, 53.5 points. Last year, he got 45 points in 74 games. Nick, go first.
Over.
Over 53.5 points.
It's tough.
Yeah, but I'm with you there. If Celebrini is
saying
going over,
55.
if Celebrini is going over 69.5, he needs a Batman. He needs a Robin.
This is
Kind of like I need you guys.
this is
Yeah, you're Catwoman.
I wish.
53.5.
53.5.
I'll go over.
I like it. This one is Klingberg, 45.5 points.
Holy
Over or under? So I know it's a high number.
just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. So Klingberg in 2024, 4 points. 2023, 2024, 5 points, but in 14 and 11 games. So 67 games, 33 points, 74 games, 47 points, and then he got hit 36, 32. Biggest thing with Klingberg is since 2017-18 season, he has not played more than 80 games, and usually under 60.
I'm going to go under.
Because of his injury prone?
Not because of his injury
Okay.
prone, but I think he hits 40 points this year.
Okay. Junior?
I'll go under. I'll say what's encouraging is that this is going to be the first season in God knows how long that he's going into the offseason healthy, which is going to be a huge plus for San Jose and Klingberg. I just think at a certain point, they're going to have to give a young guy like Cagnoni the opportunity, which won't allow him to get to the number you said, which was 43.
We don't own him anymore.
Yeah, no, Klingberg, that's under.
Okay.
All right.
So, final one. If he plays in the NHL, starts the season, Michael Misa, 41.5 points, over or under?
Over.
Do you think he's going to... Oh, okay.
Goal
Over.
takes.
Go.
Under.
Nice. All right. So, since we went bold takes, that's for the over-unders. But, Nick, why don't you start with your bold take? Oh, he's going...
Oh, he's going for... This is what now? Not I'm tired. What's this one?
Boom.
This is, if this bold takes come through, you know what you got to do.
Michael Misa, 47 points this year.
47 points.
I thought you would have gone like 50.
Michael.
I mean, if you're gonna go boom, go boom.
I was going to say 50, and I chickened out.
Handbrake.
I pulled the handbrake. Because you know why?
You're not supposed to get these right, by the way. And they're bold takes for a reason.
No. They're bold takes, but they have to be somewhat realistic, or else it's just Mickey Mouse crap. The fact of the matter is that if he makes it and he plays, I think he has the talent to be more than, let's say, Michkov was in the first year.
Wow.
I think he has that much talent. But we'll see. I mean, this all depends on him playing with Celebrini. It depends on a lot of things happening. So that's my bold take. And I think it is bold.
I don't know if this is a bold take, but it's definitely a debate in the social medias. Celebrini will outproduce Connor Bedard
Oh, he did last
on
year.
a point per game. I know, but everyone says that he's not better than him.
Okay, so you're going to say that Celebrini career is better than Connor Bedard?
No,
That's bold. Come on.
Why? We're not going to be alive to know what the hell the outcome is. I mean,
What
hopefully we are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
I'll give you an actual bold
why
take.
Why is he putting me in a grave?
Why are his bold takes always so long and
Well, because now you didn't
I don't
agree.
feel alone.
You didn't think it was a bold take. So I'm just going to go with Jeff Skinner's going to score 25 goals.
Wow. Well, there goes my bold take. But mine was bolder.
Okay, so take it.
No,
Whatever.
no, you go. Skinner, whatever. I have the second one. I'm prepared. You ready? Are you ready for this one?
I'm still trying to.
Do you need the
plan my
glasses?
funeral.
Huh?
I don't know.
John Klingberg, 50 points.
Está minha.
Yeah, I think he's going to stick there as number one. I don't think they're rushing any other defenseman up. So,
That's you. That's you, my friend.
Yeah, that's a big boom.
You had the boldest take out of all of us, and I hope that you are right because John Klingberg. I used to love John Klingberg.
This is a backup.
We're gonna tell me to mute you while you do stupid things.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Do-do-do.
Guys, thank you for joining. First of all, we need to mention
That we have a
listener league.
yes.
And not only do we have a listener league, but it's a great listener
next
league.
episode, more details.
Well, just to give a little preview,
Go.
we've already given it on the 100th episode because
Yes.
listener Mike was kind enough to actually run this for us. At the same time, I should mention right off the bat, it's going to be like a FanDuel DraftKings season-long thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. I created a team just to practice on it. It's so much fun, guys. I really hope that and you could have as many teams as you want, by the way. So we could go up to 200 teams here. Like
You have a salary cap. You got to draft 6 forwards.
you
2
change,
defensemen,
you
1
redraft
goalie.
every week.
Every week. You can change your team.
But you don't have to. So it's, it's so
And
much fun.
we did it for you, because we love you.
Oh, man. That's very...
And we want to give you an opportunity to win cash and some
How do you
beautiful merch.
yes,
Cash
those-
and merch are going to be the prizes for sure.
and those details will follow.
And it's going to be live maybe in the next few weeks. So we'll see.
Maybe, yeah. If
Yeah.
it's ready before, even better.
We'll see. Thank you very much, people.
Like,
Have a good week.
subscribe at Partial Break Pod.